Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Yahweh be in the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai be in the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now, you see, the devil is coming with great wrath. And the scriptures show how he would make war with the saints, the remnant of her seed. And her seed is the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American. You see how all these so-called Jewish people is talking about they run America. Uh, just go ahead and get it, man. They're gonna have to just do what they gonna have to do. So Salakia, hold on. Like this dragon. See, and first of all white people are Edomites. It's not a white person that's alive that's not an Edomite. See, and even if they look like an Edomite, they are freaking Edomite. See, now you got maybe 100 and maybe 1,000 so-called white people that might, the lineage might go back to the nation of Israel. But the 100%, 99.9% of these peoples is Edomites. So ain't no such thing as anything being converted over to anything else. You can't convert from being an Edomite. You're an Edomite, you're an Edomite. And you're not no Israelite. Now, this man say every time we do something, you tell me America will do this and we'll do that. I want to tell you something very clear. Don't worry about American pressure on Israel. We, the Jewish people, control America, and Americans know it. So, when it comes to the American government wanting to come after people that's telling other people their true nationality, we already know it's Satan coming with great wrath. And who is Satan? Let's get who is this Satan? Because Satan is not no fallen angel. See, the devil is not no fallen angel. That's a lie. Let's go ahead and tackle that lie right now. Now, when you look at any book, any paragraph structure, if you went to school and your teacher taught you anything, it tell you you have to go from the beginning, and the beginning set the foundation to what you finna read. See, now this thing clearly has a beginning, and the beginning is John looked up, he saw a woman with a crown on with 12 stars, and then he saw a red dragon. See, and this red dragon had 10 kings with 7 crowns. See, now this 10 kings with 7 crowns, who is this 10 kings with 7 crowns? You go down to verse 9 and say the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. These 10 kings with 7 crowns, this is the so-called white man who is a Edomite. They call him a red dragon because Edom means red. They call him a dragon. Let's go see why they call him a dragon. Editions of Esther. See, you had 2 Edomites that was trying to get the Persians. It was 2 Edomites from Macedonia trying to get the Persians. And Ammon was one of them, dealing with Mordecai and Esther. Mordecai and Esther exposed these 2 dragons. You see, these 2 Edomites. And they was calling them dragons back then. So you got to know the history. Then you go to what is it? 1610, I think. See, Ammon was in Macedonian. Macedonian. Get it in your head. Haman was a Macedonian. Okay. What else was Haman? Haman, I'm sorry. Haman was a Macedonian. Verse 1. Haman was an Agagite. Verse 1. Haman. He was an Agagite. Agag. 1 Samuel 15. Who was the Agag? Agag was the Amalekite. Okay. Agag, king of the Amalekites. That's who Haman was, man. Let's get the lineage of Esau. The lineage of Esau show you. See, these are generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites. Look at verse 12. It said, Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bare Eliphaz Amalek. So Amalek was Agag. Agag was Haman, and Haman was a Macedonian. Macedonians was Alexander the Great, and it happened after the Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim. See, so Alexander the Great was a Macedonian, was an Edomite. You quickly go to verse 5, chapter 5 of the same book. It says, Judas Maccabees fought against the children of Esau. See, the Maccabeans was fighting against the Greeks. The Greeks was Edomites. The Greek Empire translated into the Roman Empire. That's why I call it a Greco-Roman Empire. They are Edomites. And all of these people were so-called white people. See, these was the Edomites. So the Edomites is running it. Now, these so-called Jewish people tell you that America is Edom and the Western Christianity is Edom. Edom was not a religion. Edom was a bloodline. It was a nation of people that had promises and curses and punishments on them and prophecies telling what they was going to do in the future. And Satan, let's go back to that. That's who Satan was in Revelation. It was not talking about no freaking angel. Now, because let's go ahead and tackle what these so-called Christians gonna come with their deception and their lies. It said he was cast out into the earth and his angels was cast out with him. See, angels don't mean no freaking spirit that's falling from the sky all the time. Angels mean armies. To see who's gonna battle Yahushua and the so-called Archangel Michael. See, it tells who was going to battle him, and Satan was going to battle him. Verse 19, it's saying, I saw the beast. See, that's that red dragon. That red dragon and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. So this was human armies fighting against Michael and his army. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against his angel. That dragon was the armies of the world, and that beast is the red dragon. Let's get that. 13. The beast and the red dragon, the same thing. Verse 4, it said, and they worshiped the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast. See? Same operation. The dragon gave the power to the beast because they're just telling you the dragon transformed into the beast. So now you got the beast and the dragon, they the same thing. Now when you go into 13, it tells you the beast got the 10 kings with the 7 crowns, just like in 12. The red dragon had the 10 kings, which they call horns, in the 7 crowns. Let me go ahead and prove that. See, we don't get it all. They say the 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings. kingdoms, governments ran by the so-called white man. These Negroes don't got no government. Even the freaking so-called Africans over there, them places was colonized, meaning they are under the American so-called European so-called NATO and all these other European countries, the EU, European Union, they under them. They paying tribute to them because they've been colonized, and all of them are Edomites. So even the Chinese, they had colonized the Chinese over there, and they've had a one major base in Hong Kong, and they had colonized all of them. So really, these dragons control everybody. See, they ain't have to deceive nobody because they had the power over everybody. Look at Habakkuk. Verse 5, it tells you, yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people. So these devils, they heap unto them all nations and all people. Look at verse 8. Because you have spoiled many nations. They done went in there and raped, robbed, and murdered. That's what verse 6 is talking about. Shall not all these take up a parable against him? That parable going towards the nation of Edom is that they rape, rob, and murder everybody. See, everybody have that parable against the so-called white man who is an Edomite. Look at Habakkuk 3:3. It shows you that this book is talking about the Edomites. God came to Teman. Teman was a son of Esau. Let's prove that real quick. See, Teman was one of the sons of Esau. Look at him. The sons of Eliphaz were Teman. See, these people, the so-called white man is Edomites, man. And they were the ones called Satan the devil. Let's get, let's see here. Esther 7:6. Look at what she called Haman the Edomite. And Esther said the adversary. See that word adversary go back to Satan. That's where they get the word. When you go into the Greek and the Hebrew, the word Satan means adversary, man. And it says the enemy is this wicked Haman. King David called these peoples the wicked, and Malachi called them the border of wickedness. See, and Azariah called them the most wickedest peoples in the world. Let's get that real quick. Azariah, he said, and thou delivered us into the hands of lawless enemies. Let me highlight this thing. Lawless enemies, most hateful forsakers of God, and to an unjust king, and the most wicked in all the world. See, that's why they want to talk about violence against some freaking fakesters and imposters and bastards in Ashdod. See, they want to talk about some violence against them. Who doing all the violence? See, America got 800,000 people being kidnapped and they missing every year. Why are they going missing? Because these people is the violent man on earth. Let's get that what King David said about it. See, because they went in there and killed all them priests and the priests of the Lord. Them Edomites went in there and killed them. See, they were the violent men that King David was talking about. Let's type that in. See if they give it to us. The violent man. The violent man is a darn Edomite. So I got to go to the other one. They want to try to push that off on somebody else. No. King David said, y'all is the violent man, you red dragon. Look at that. Psalm 140, it say, deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischief in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war. See, and he always called them serpent. They have sharpened their tongue like a serpent. adder's poison is under their lips. See, that's why they on their little whatchamacallit, the news outlets trying to say that somebody trying to be violent against them, Salakia. And they making task force acting like somebody trying to be violent because they telling somebody they're the imposter. Telling somebody they're the imposter and telling somebody they're a fake something. See, that's not being violent. That's just saying you is an imposter. You is what they call them, people that steal your identity. See, you committing identity theft. That's all we say. We pointing out the criminal, but we being violent, and they trying to they gonna be the violent man to go out and do some violence and blame it on somebody else. That's what they gonna do. See, we know people know how to set folks up. See, nobody is a stupid, and the only stupid people is who the Lord has deceived, uh, and He want them to be stupid because the elect is not gonna be stupid. The elect know that folks can set other people's up for downfall, and the main person that do that is the devil, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. He the main one that'll set your behind up. That's why he got a CIA going around in all these countries, setting up coups and paying the rebels to rebel against the government. See, ISIS and all this kind of stuff, paying Americans to go over there to cause trouble and to shoot up them people's country. See, this is the crap that he coming with. And the CIA is certified known. All you got to do is you can go on any freaking internet website and put in the CIA atrocities and American atrocities. All kind of stuff gonna come up where these people done committed all kind of violent crime. See, slavery is the most violent crime you can ever commit in the whole history. But they try to sweep that crap under the rug. Say, no, you is the violent man, and you is going into the pit where we gonna put you in chains and cover your behind up. Let's go ahead and get that. See, and the Lord gonna give us the power to do so. See, we ain't worried about no power right now. Shoot, we ain't worried about having no power right now, man. The Lord gonna give us the power to put your behind in the pit. How about that? He said, and it shall, verse 21, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host, that means the armies of the high ones that are on high. Who is on high? The so-called white man. It's a white man's world. See, he going into the pit, and the kings of the earth upon the earth, and these other nations that want to follow him, the Chinese man, the Arab man, the African and any other kind of man, East Indian man, they all going into the pit. It's a verse 22, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered into the pit. See, and shall be shut up in the prison. After many days shall they be visited. See, we finna shut these dragons in a prison, in a pit. That's where they going. See, because y'all, they committed slavery on the chosen elect. Look at Isaiah 14:2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. See, that's how we going to throw them behind in the pit. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. That servants and handmaid is talking about a slave. See, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were. See, we only captives to these devils, because they got all the major corporations that's making all the major money. Their faces on the dang on money. And they shall rule over their oppressors. See, they oppressing us. We ain't oppressing ourselves. Our face ain't on the money. We don't run the Federal Reserve. Verse 3, it say, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from your sorrows and from your fear and from the hard bondage where you were made to serve. See, we was made to serve the so-called white man in the cotton field, the tobacco field, See, the sugar cane field at they Walmarts, Winn-Dixie's, Food Lion, see, in they hospitals, in they prisons, we was made to serve they behind. And that's why there go that parable again with these Edomites. Verse 4, and you shall take up this parable against the king of Babylon. How have the oppressors ceased? See, the golden city ceased. How are these dragons put in the pit now? They had us some slaves. Now we got them in the pit. Now they are slaves. See, that's what the parable gonna be. And see, these people talking about somebody gonna be violent. Nobody trying to be violent against them. We don't push violence. We push non-violence. You dragon push violence and war. See, you over Russia trying to kill y'all and y'all trying to kill Russians. You over in Ukraine helping these people shoot and kill people right now as we speak. Talking about somebody going, you setting up a task force for some non-violent people. See, this is the acts of violent forsakers of God. See, they forsaking God. He tell you to be peaceful with all men. They don't be peaceful with nobody. You go around killing people all over the place. See, but I'm gonna leave it there. All praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Hashem, Kakadash, the bonus to the elders pushing the truth, peace to the elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.